Blessings and blessings, family. I oh oh oh. I have been MIA for a good New York minute and was wishing to check in, share something that's been a leave for me, which is shooting and sharing videos and a learning. So 3.3 things I'm gonna share. 3.3. So first off, the blessings keep on flowing and flowing. I've been living in Costa Rica for like 10 months ish, and I was living in the south part of Osa, this lovely beach little town, and it was paradise, and it wasn't an ideal living situation. And I remember, at one point not too long ago, I was like, man, I get to choose my reality and I decide. And then a month ago, I came to a festival in Platanillo, which is by Uvita and Dominical, which is like a surf town in the west coast, southern part. And wow, it very much felt like a new beginning of a chapter, like to go into the festival. Because for the past 2 years-ish, like in my life, I had these ups and downs. And when I be in the downs, it's like I call it blahness. And it's like not sadness, but it's just like a numbness, a feeling not connected to my creativity and expression. And then coping mechanisms I've used are like just isolating, not showing up, not like putting myself in a corner, overeating, over snoozing, watching porn, smoking a lot of greenery, and all them things do not work. And there's been a long time, so I've learned it and I've learned to cope better, and I've still allowed those spaces to play an overarching role in my life in the past. And then it was nice because a month ago when I went to that festival, it had been a couple months of some nice momentum, and it felt like a coming out party, and really leaning into my expression through dance, through voice, through being my full self. Sometimes there'll be this like, oh, I don't want to be too big or too loud. And it's so nice there's a time and a place to 100% express and to also feel what's the vibe and what's being called for. And when in doubt, whip it out, I like to say. And sometimes might step on some toes. Oops. Sorry, not sorry. And if it's real and it wants to be expressed, it gets to be expressed. And I just realized right now, I'm in the forest, so I don't have to talk so low anymore. So I get to get more animated. And a lot of y'all have a little short attention spans, itty witty teeny spans. So I realized that's some dope scenery, some fly regalia, some trimmed upness, some voice intonations playing around, sometimes getting in some characters, sometimes going back in time in the DeLorean. So as I was saying, I get to be my full self out here as I'm talking about being full self. So there's a dude I love, Preston Smiles, who's like a coach and entrepreneur and all these things. And man, I love it because he'll start his videos like, blah, 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 Rastafari. And he just like, blakata. And it's real, and he switches it up, and moments he'll just be like, now let that sit. And he's a mirror for me. So I'm going to practice some of that with a J-Soul twist. So I went to the festival, had a blast, and I ended up moving here. I'm in the Diamante Valley, which is like 30 minutes north of Dominical, Uvita. And it is beautiful out here on the nature tip. It's nice and cool. There's lovely community. I went to an ecstatic dance on Sunday, and it was so much fun. That's for another video. And so, where was I? Oh yeah, update on where I'm at. So that's where I'm at, big picture, and something that relates to our time together. I'm getting to the point now. I've been feeling good for a couple months, and I know sharing myself, shooting videos, expression, inspiration, sharing teachings and dope knowledge is part of my path, and I haven't been doing it. And so part of what's helped me is I've been shooting videos lately, but I haven't been sharing them. And it was a nice way because I realized there's a part inside that was like feeling, scared of, like, what will they think of me? Is it going to be good enough to have anything to say? There's 1,000,001 people. Like, I'm just going to blah, 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 all that, blah, blah, blah. Turn down the volume. One gets to do it, so one chooses. And it was nice because I had the idea of, wow, what if I just start shooting videos and I don't have to share them, I just shoot them. And it was a nice way of bypassing that part's concerns and still shooting videos. And I've been shooting them for a bit now, and they're starting to come out pretty good, and I'm feeling in my zone and I'm feeling comfy. And so this one right here is gonna be the first one I'm planning to share, because we got the update portion, we got the letting y'all know a bit what's been happening in the internal part of my world, and now I'm feeling in a beautiful self-express, creative expression, no hesitation, in a light state of elation a good amount of time. And it's time. It's time. So that's the thing I was wanting to share. That the invitation is whatever you have going on in your life right now, like an area that you've been wanting to improve upon or make moves in, and there's been some stagnancy, there's a different way to go about it. So I am a psychosynthesis life coach. And part of what psychosynthesis is this rocking philosophy / modality that one of the, looks like a tomato, the founder of it was a contemporary of Freud and Jung, and he was going to be their star student, Roberto Assagioli, but he did his own thing. And he was kind of a modern day mystic, you could say, of deeply in psychology and also acknowledging the spiritual nature of being. And a key component of psychosynthesis is we are spiritual beings in this human body, and our soul wishes to express through us. And our goal is to identify and remove the obstacles that get in the way. Like the same way that Rumi quote says, don't seek love, just remove the barriers that get in the way of love. So he would say the same thing about our soul. And it makes sense. Our soul can be synonymous with love, synonymous with soul. And so, it has some fire pillars. There's 7 main pillars. And today I'm going to share about will. So the common way we've been taught to see will is to be like, willpower is just go harder, stronger, longer. And that has its place, but that's one piece of the Holy Trinity. So according to psychosynthesis, there's 2 more. And I'm going to share this about my videos, and this is the invite for y'all. The first one is strategic will. So it makes no good to be, if you're doing something that's not working and then you just keep banging your head on the wall, which a wise man once said is the definition of insanity. So according to psychosynthesis, we get to use strategic will. So and that's in this case making videos. So I wasn't making them because I was scared and up in my head about it, because I thought I had to share them. And then I got the epiphany that I get to just shoot the videos and I don't have to share them. And I'm already putting in the reps. I'm feeling good. I'm greasing the skids. So that was an example of strategic will. And then there's goodwill. Goodwill is what would be for the good of everyone, for the good of you, for the good of mankind. And that's also a nice, important vector of will, because you could be strategic, but if it's not for the greater good, there's going to be a disalignment, and it's not what it's about. And then the third one, so once you got strategic, you've got a good plan. Once you realize confirming or what aspect of that would be for the good of all, for you, me, us, creation, then that's where you bring in the strong will. And it's almost like in poker, where you kind of just sit out hands, and then when you got a really strong hand, you're ready to go all in. And I think it also said the same thing in the Kybalion recently of just be patient, you wait, And then when it's time to strike, you strike with full force. Ooh, that's a powerful thing to remember. When it's time to strike, strike with full force. And not before and not after, when it's time. And that full force could be seeing as strong will. So in the case of videos, my strategic will led me to just shoot them. My goodwill reminded me, this is for me, this is for us, this is for y'all, this is for all creation. This is reverberations emanating to eternity, to future generations. This is way bigger than us. So I get to get out of the way and allow it to flow true. And lastly, strong will. Like, now I get to add that oomph to it. And one way it's helped me is like letting people know what's up. I've been having it in coaching sessions, what I've been going through, and sharing it, awareness, journaling on it. And it's created more awareness and more space to where I got to be with that little scared part. I got to be with the stories and beliefs that maybe were getting in the way. And then now it's time. It's time. It's time. Ooh, just 11:11 on the phone. Source is saying we are aligned and it's time. So my invitation to you and to us all is, what is the area of your life that's important to you that hasn't been the way you want it to? And maybe you've been comfortable with a while. You've been comfortable with it like that for a while and you've allowed it to stagnate. And I invite you to instigate a new inception point coming from a place of self-love. This is another video, but for now, love for self in action. What does that look like? One of the ways is identifying where there's these misalignments in important areas of life and deciding no mas. Enough is enough, and I'm not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. And once you've reached that point, then you come from self-love and let it go. What used to get in the way. And you decide which is to commit it, to cut off all other possibilities. And then you look at it strategic and see what would be a thick and voluptuous way to move forward. And then you see how it's gonna impact you and all of us. And once that popular option aligns, you go all in. And now to end, this is a lovely song, which I sang it one time across the fire, and it was a nice exclamation point, and it feels fitting to share it now. So this is the song, and I'm gonna sing 2 choruses. The first one you can hear it, the second one you can join along, and we're gonna be pounding on the chest to getting in the fascia minutia, getting in there like Brazilian swimwear. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready. We are ready. With great spirit, we are strong. Ready, we are ready. I feel it in my blood and bones and belly. Ready, I am ready. With great spirit, I am strong. Ready, so ready. I feel it in my blood and bones and belly. One more. Ready. We are ready. Yeah, I'm ready. We are ready. Yeah, I'm ready. With great spirit, I am strong. Ready, I am so ready. I feel it in my blood and bones and belly. Woo, we made it. Appreciate y'all joining in this adventure, being a part of this story, and having some ingredients to be added into your story to make it the epic that it came to be. Sending y'all a big hug and much love, and reminding you that you have permission to shine.